Good evening, everyone. Susan Reaver here from the organictarian.com and healthfullifestyle.com, coming to you live from Regina, Saskatchewan. Tonight's topic is how to recognize companies that greenwash and giving you some examples of greenwashing. I have been getting a lot of questions in regards to ingredients found in personal care products from my blog post on the organictarian.com, and the blog was entitled Warning, Common Endocrine Disruptors Lurking in Your Skincare Products, and from my YouTube video entitled Natural versus Organic versus Synthetic, which is posted on my YouTube channel. So how do you know if a product is really natural or organic and safe to use? One of the things I want everyone to take away from tonight's live video is that reading labels is obviously very important, and that you don't need a chemistry degree to figure out if a product is actually natural or organic, or if it's a greenwasher. So things that I want you guys to look out for next time that you're out shopping is you want to, of course, take a look at the packaging. Remember that just because they say natural organic on the packaging, these words are not regulated by the FDA or Health Canada. Don't get sort of persuaded by pretty pictures of little, flowers or herbs that they might put on the front of the packaging either. This does not make the product natural organic, but it's going to look nice. Advertising, and this is a big deal. Advertising is $1 million industry. Many companies mislead you with either through TV commercials or what they're writing on their website, all their hype of how green they are and safe their products are. Often they use famous people to try and sell their products as well. Remember, just because Jennifer Aniston is talking about the product on TV does not make it natural or organic. And I would bet a lot of money that she probably actually doesn't use the ingredient herself or the product herself. And remember that paying more for a product does not make it safe or better either. So things that you want to look for are certification logos. And of course, you're going to want to always flip over the back of the product and look at the ingredient list. So remember, always read the labels. Now, for those of you that watch my YouTube video on natural versus organic versus synthetic, these words can often be misleading. So remember that some of the most harmful ingredients found in products are actually naturally occurring. Same with synthetic. Many ingredients can be made synthetically in a lab, but that does not mean that they're actually harmful. So the question you need to be asking, is the ingredient safe for me to use? Now let's go over quickly before we get into the products on actually, when you're looking at the label, how to read the label, and of course, how to spot false advertising claims. So remember, when ingredients are listed, ingredients are always listed, in order from top to bottom, from the highest percentage or concentration to the lowest. So those top third of the ingredients are going to be the highest percentage or concentration of those ingredients in that product. Now tonight I am going to talk about 3 products that are guilty greenwashers. One, sadly, I used to use in my 20s for a very long time. You can actually buy it at Walmart or a drugstore. One my mom and I used. My mom actually used it for decades. This is a very popular brand from a department store. And one that I used not long ago, which is considered an upscale product or higher end brand that can be purchased online. I will not be disclosing the name of the products or companies, as of course I'm not here to bash companies, but simply to educate you on how to, of course, spot the greenwashers. Remember, you guys all have the right to choose what you to put on your body, in your body. But now you're going to have an idea sort of what to look for the next time you're out shopping for personal care products. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to show, now this is the common drugstore brand. The reason why I bought it, because you could get it in, I think it was like a 500 ml bottle for like $5, so it was really cheap. It is a shampoo, and on the front of the bottle, below the name of the product, is the word naturals. Okay, so they've put it right below there, so very blatant advertising right there. Plus, below that, they have a beautiful picture of some green leaves, very pretty. kind of goes with that whole natural theme. It says nourishing, moisturizing shampoo. And the product claims are, of course, it's made with aloe vera and avocado, which sounds nice, and with lower sulfates. Okay. So let's take a look at the label. Okay, so the first two ingredients, again, remember they're listed in order from top to bottom. I'm just going to post them on here. Okay, so your first is water, which is not surprising. Most shampoos, actually, a majority of the product is going to be water. You'll see that a lot in products, water being listed as the first ingredient. But the second ingredient is sodium lauryl sulfate. Now, remember, the claim said that it had lower sulfates, yet the majority of the product is a sulfate. So it's lower sulfate compared to what exactly? So that's kind of surprising. And now, for those of you guys who don't know, sulfates are actually used as a detergent. They make actually, when you, especially shampoos and stuff like that, they make them like that nice bubbly, foamy that you get from when you're washing your hair. But what sulfates do is they break down your skin's moisture barrier, and this can lead to dry skin and premature aging. Now, sodium lauryl or Laureth sulfate are actually used in engine degreasers. You can find them in floor cleaners and also car wash soap. And they can be contaminated with ethylene oxide and 1,4-dioxane, which is a known carcinogen. They also can harm nervous system, corrosive properties, long-term permeation of the body tissue, developmental toxicant. They're very bad for the environment. In fact, they pollute our groundwater and is actually a pesticide or herbicide. So the fact that in this label, the first ingredient being water and the second one being sodium lauryl sulfate is actually quite shocking, especially considering on the front of the packaging, it does say the word naturals. And the product claims to have lower sulfates. So not really good. So that after, if you keep going down, you're going to see a whole bunch of words. I'm just going to bring some up here. Okay, so next you're going to see ones, and these are quite common. So this is Cocamidopropyl Betaine, which is actually a synthetic petrochemical toxic surfactant. They're often contaminated with 1,4-dioxane. And because this particular company and product is, of course, a US-based company, these particular types of ingredients are actually been banned in the EU, but of course they're still allowed here in North America. And this makes these ingredients ethoxylated ingredients, which means that they are contaminants which are linked to cancer. And there's quite a few of them. So it's not just the Cocamidopropyl butane. Then there's, I'm going to pull them up. And I will post the complete labels on a blog post that I'm doing so that you can actually see all of these words and the label in its entirety. It's hard to do that when you're doing this. This is a new sort of thing that I'm trying out. So then you can see some more. There's sodium cocoyl isethionate, sodium methyl cocoyl, taurate, and sodium Lauroamphoacetate. Again, all synthetic petrol toxic surfactants. So shocking again that you've got water, then you have sodium lauryl sulfate, and then you have a whole bunch of synthetic petrochemical toxic surfactants. And yet this, again, product on the front of the label actually has the word natural. So there's actually nothing natural about any of these ingredients whatsoever. And being that they're at the top half of the ingredient label, that means that majority of this ingredient is toxic or synthetic. So it's very, very misleading advertising. What's also in here is, of course, fragrance or perfume, which you'll see in a lot of, I'm going to pull this up, products. And what this represents is a complex mixture of dozens to hundreds of chemicals, petroleum-based substances. And majority of them have never been tested for toxicity or safety. And it's not required by the FDA or Health Canada for anything that's put in these fragrances or perfumes to actually be listed on the label. And of course, there are a lot of, they cause migraines and asthma and allergies and immune system toxins, skin irritations, etc. And then if you keep going down, which I love about this product, so you have to get about almost near the end of the label. And then, because remember I said that this product actually claims to have avocado and olive oil, or avocado oil and aloe in it. So there you go. Finally, we're getting to the avocado oil and the aloe that it says actually on the front of the product. But this is probably about 2% of the product. So 98% is not natural like it actually claims at the front. And these are the only 2 natural ingredients found in the entire product. So again, very misleading that this product claims has the entire word naturals at the front of, the product, and nice little pretty green leaves and everything below. So for most people, I said very, very misleading. Because, you're going to buy into that, right? Thinking that this product is natural and it isn't. And then after the aloe and the avocado, you have a polyquaternarium 10. And this is a quaternarium ammonium compound. And these are actually endocrine disruptors, and they're toxic to aquatic life. So again, nothing natural about it. And then you have a few others. Let's see if these will all fit on here. I like this because you actually can bring up words and show people. Okay. So then you have the Tetrasodium EDTA, and these are actually known as chelating agents. They're actually made from formaldehyde, which are known carcinogens, and sodium cyanide, which are made from the toxic gas hydrogen cyanide. What chelating agents do is they will, of course, bind with metals to make lotions more stable and soaps lather better without sort of that interference of metal ions. But the ingredient is also known as a penetration enhancer, which means it actually breaks down the skin's protective barrier, making it easier for other potential harmful ingredients in the formula to sink deeper into your tissues and perhaps into your bloodstream. So again, nothing natural about this product ingredient at all. So this is probably one of the worst forms of greenwashing I've ever seen. They're basically lying about what's in this product. Again, 2% of this entire product is actually natural. Then you have your DMDM Hydantoin, if I'm saying that right, which is a formaldehyde donating preservative, which is cancer causing. The PPG9 is polypropylene glycol, which is again another quaternary ammonium salt. And then you have your really long methyl ones. It's Methylchloroisothiazolinone. Basically, it's a biocide. This is actually put in products to deter growth of bacteria and other organisms, but it's in its concentrated form. The chemical is so strong that it actually can burn human tissue. Yep, some studies conclude that it's toxic, but it's still not officially classified as a carcinogen. And there's been 2 recent laboratory studies on rat brain cells found that MIT, which is what this ingredient is in its short version, caused damage to those cells. Researchers stated a brief exposure to MIT, a widely used industrial household biocide, is highly toxic to cultured neurons. The scientists went on to state that these toxic effects have been reported previously. Because of their widespread use, the consequences of chronic human exposure need to be evaluated. And the most concerning thing is the study was that the exposure to this product on these rats was only for 10 minutes. So can you imagine if you actually had it on your head or your body a lot longer than that? And what did the cosmetic industry say about this? Well, the Cosmetic, Toiletry, and Fragrance Association issued a response stating that MIT is safe as is used in cosmetic formulas because the exposure is so low. But in 2004, the European Scientific Committee on Cosmetic Products and Non-Food Products intended for consumers suggested that companies limit the maximum concentration of MIT to 0.01%, which is 100 parts per million. U.S. companies, however, are not required to follow this guideline. And this is a U.S.-based company and product. So again, worst kind of greenwashing, using blatantly right in the front of the label the word naturals. Absolutely nothing natural about this product except for the 2% that they put in there with the aloe and the avocado oil. They claim that it's lower in sulfates, but the second ingredient next to water is a sulfate. So I don't actually have no idea how you can actually make that claim. But it's popular because it's cheap to buy. And of course, being, again, a US-based company, it follows the FDA guidelines, which has only banned or restricted 11 ingredients since 1938, where the EU has now banned or restricted over 1,700. So very sad. So again, very enticing. It's got the word natural, it's pretty green leaves on the front. But again, you got to really make sure to always look at the label and, decide. I always think that if the first 5 ingredients of the label sound like a scientific experiment and are very hard to pronounce, I bet is that the product is probably not as natural as they claim. So that might be a good giveaway. So if we go to product number 2, and this is a department store brand. And sadly, my mom used this for decades. It's a very popular department store brand. She got me started using it. I think I was in high school. Didn't use it as long as her. But it was funny because my mom would always say that every time she would use products from this company, that it would leave an oily coating in the sink. And you're going to see why in a minute. So a parent company owns this other product line. And so I went to the parent company's website, because again, you're buying this in department store brand, so it doesn't have sort of the nice blatant, natural or green leaf advertising like the other product did. But on their website, they state that the products they claim deliver superior beauty performance safely and sustainably. They combine creativity, innovation, and science with high quality ingredients and exacting standards to create exceptional products. They promote safety and quality and sustainable design. Well, it sounds pretty good to me, so let's take a look. So, first 3 ingredients we're going to bring up here. Again, water being the first one, not surprising there. But look, you've got mineral oil, glycerin, and petrolatum. This would explain why my mom always found an oily sort of ring in her sink. So if we take a look at mineral oil and petrolatum, which are petroleum-based ingredients. Yep, same thing you put in your car. Used as a barrier to basically lock moisture in the skin. Mineral oil is actually also an estrogen mimicker. So these are hormone mimickers. They basically block the ability of your skin to breathe. Right, they clog your pores, going to create a buildup of toxins. They're actually known carcinogens, endocrine disruptors, and skin irritations. Shocking. And they promote safety and quality, right? And their sustainability. Again, ingredients are used because, well, they're cheap. Oil and gas industry has them produced in large amounts, so they sell them to these companies, for pretty cheap. And of course, these companies put them in there. Now, glycerin, because this product is not vegan, my guess is then it has to be animal glycerin. If it was vegan, then you probably know it's vegetable, or if it was vegetable, it would actually say vegetable glycerin before. So this would be then an animal byproduct. So I'm not sure if anyone's ever heard of rendering plants, but if you haven't, you should really look them up. Basically, you have slaughtered animals, euthanized pets, and roadkill, which are dumped into giant grinders at rendering plants, and we actually do have some here in Saskatchewan. These gruesome mix is ground and steam cooked, and then the lighter fatty material floats to the top, gets refined for use in products such as cosmetics, lubricants, soaps, candles, and waxes. Yay! And so you're putting that on your face. And who knows where these animals have been and sort of kind of diseases they're carrying. But if you continue to look, so again, this company is promoting sustainability. You do have a few plants, so actually a few more than the other one, not many, but a little bit of sesame and barley and cucumber and sunflower. So, but again, the amount of percentage, remember these are plant extract, so it can't be that many in there. So they're not going to make up the majority. So basically more than half, or at least 85%, maybe 90% is not a natural product at all. Then you've got listed on here propylene glycol, and then of course butylene glycol. Butylene glycol is actually another, again, petroleum byproduct. Propylene glycol is common cosmetic moisturizer and carrier for fragrance oils, and has been linked to kidney and liver problems, dermatitis, can damage cell membranes and skin irritation. And this product, if you guys don't recognize it, just look on next time you put antifreeze in your car. Also found in brake fluid, paint, and airplane de-icer. Yes, so this product is basically full of petroleum byproducts and like really bad stuff that you're putting on your face. And then I laugh where it ends up with. It gets worse. So the amount of few plants that are in here, it's certainly not, what does the company say again? Safety, quality, and sustainability. So here's your Trisodium EDTA again, that chelating agent, which we talked about from the previous product. Then you have phenoxyethylene or ethanol, which is a toxic preservative. And then you've got all your colors. Now, if you guys recognize, colors are found in a lot of products, even food that you eat. You'll often see FD&C with the number. You're going to see like this, yellow 6, yellow 5, or red 33. These are all coal tar dyes. And basically what they are, again, they're petroleum-based, right? They're derived from petroleum, usually a mixture of many chemicals, recognized as a human carcinogen, so potential to cause cancer, and these dyes can be contaminated with low levels of heavy metals. So basically this entire product, which would explain why my mom always said that there was an oily film left around her sink, is pretty much petroleum-based with a few plants mixed in. So again, very misleading because it's such a popular brand, and this parent company owns quite a few products actually, and right on their website that they deliver superior beauty, performance safely and sustainably. They combine creativity, innovation, and science with high quality ingredients. Really? High quality? I mean, cheap. I certainly wouldn't say high quality, and exacting standards to create exceptional products. So it's like, wow. But again, greenwashers don't necessarily have to put them right on the packaging. You have to be aware that they can also be found on their website. And basically why I'm using an example of a drugstore brand versus a department store brand, and the next one I'm going to talk about is a high-end brand, is because it doesn't matter how much the product costs, it doesn't make it any safer either. Okay, so for the last product we're going to look at for greenwashing is a very high-end skincare product. And again, it can only be purchased online, no advertising, hype, or whatever on the front of the packaging, but the company on the website is actually pretty bad. Like, entire page about how green it is, or their company is, and how much the products are safe and pure, that they're earth-friendly, naturally inspired, and that they use beneficial botanical ingredients from nature with the principles of green chemistry. So that sounds nice. So let's take a look at the ingredients. So again, your first ingredient is, of course, water, which is pretty normal and common. But then you've got your cyclopentasiloxane, polymethyl methacrylate, acrylates, dimethicone, copolymer. Okay, that's all that's showing on there. But there's also, then I'll show you after, polyacrylate 13, butylene glycol, and of course polysorbate 40. So again, in most of this product, and this company is going on and on about how earth-friendly they are, naturally inspired, that they're using beneficial botanical ingredients. Well, the first several of these ingredients are not botanically based at all, and certainly not natural, inspired or earth-friendly. So they're not green. So they've just basically, right, greenwashed everything that they've just said, and that's very misleading. So those top ingredients, are basically silicone derivatives. The first one is in a siloxane, which is really bad. These ingredients have been shown to be endocrine disruptors, organ system toxicity, and they're also bioaccumulative. So that means every application you absorb into a little bit more into your skin, some will actually stay within your body or your organs. Okay, so they don't dissipate or come out of your body very easily. That's not a good thing to be putting on your skin every day for however long you use the product. They're also ecotoxic, which means that they do not biodegrade. So you have a company that's saying that it's earth-friendly and that it's green, but you're putting things that are ecotoxic in your product. So you've just blatantly pretty much lied to people as they're buying this product. And that's what really bugs me when, because I used this product actually for quite a while before I figured out what these things actually meant. So not very happy about that at all. And the fact that this product also is a high-end company skincare product, you're paying a lot for this product that is not living up to its claims at all. Then you're getting the butylene glycol again, which again from the other product. So here's your difference between your high-end versus one that's department store using some of the same ingredients. So it's nothing special about this product at all. Again, this is another petroleum byproduct. Eventually, you do get to some plant extracts, though. So now you've got plant extracts. There's about maybe 15 of them. So, okay, I gave it this product that it's got more than the first two. But still, the majority of the product is water, silicone derivatives, and petroleum, and expensive. So way more expensive than the other one. Then if we keep going, you're going to, here's some more. See if these can come up. Love that you can actually show these on here. I've never used BeLive TV. It's my first time using it. So here's some more. You've got dimethicone. Oh, I missed some. So by dimethicone vinyl, dimethicone cross polymer, dimethiconol here. Then you've got polyisobutane and polysorbate 20. So all of those, and again, you don't have to memorize all of these words. Look for common sort of endings so you can see, like, especially the dimethiconol, the dimethicone, dimethicone vinyl, that icone or icon, it sounds like silicone, right? So again, use that word association. It'll help you when you're looking for what to not buy in products. Same with the other ones when I talked about the methacrylate, acrylates, and polyacrylates. You can see that common ending there. So again, you don't have to be memorizing all of these ingredients. Just look for sort of ones that have things in common. So again, here's more of your silicone derivatives. So I don't know if you think it's a benefit of putting a thin rubber-like cover all over your face all day, but that didn't sound very healthy to me. Polyisobutane is a petroleum ingredient. And on their website, it actually says that they don't contain some petroleum ingredients, which is, so maybe you don't have mineral oil or petrolatum, but you still have petroleum ingredients. Then polysorbate 20, which is an ethoxylated ingredient, again, which is contaminated with dioxin, which is again linked to cancer. And then the last one, which I'm going to just point out. So again, for the amount that you pay for this product is really shocks the heck out of me. Phenoxyethanol, which again is your toxic preservative. So for a company to literally write on their website, and I'm talking like an entire page about how green they are and how safe and pure these products are, earth-friendly, naturally inspired, beneficial botanical ingredients. So even if there are a few botanical ingredients, are those benefits can outweigh the amount of petroleum-based ingredients and silicone-derived based ingredients that are in this product? No. And that they've lied about being earth-friendly. And they're certainly not using green chemistry. At least not my definition of green chemistry. And that you're paying a fortune for this product. So it's kind of shocking to me. And so just so you guys know that synthetic polymers are used a lot in personal care products. And that means synthetic means that they are man-made. And of course, typically derived from petroleum oil. The more typical name for these chemicals, plastic. That's right, plastic. You're putting plastic on your face. Scientists, of course, discovered them in a chemistry lab. Examples, and I've seen these used a lot in cosmetics, nylon, polyethylene, Teflon, and epoxy. That's right. They're in eyeshadows and so many other types of products. They are not biodegradable, and so they can last for hundreds of years before degrading. So there's certainly nothing earth-friendly about them whatsoever. And one of the main disadvantages is they can harm our environment. In fact, in 2008, researchers published a study showing that synthetic polymers, aka plastic, are now one of the most common and persistent pollutants in ocean waters and beaches worldwide. Other findings of the study included between 1970 and 2003, of course, plastics became the fastest growing segment of the US municipal waste stream, increasing 9-fold. Marine litter is now 60 to 80% plastic, reaching 90 to 90% in some areas. They harm, of course, animal life, marine life especially, right? Sea turtles are showing up, ingesting some of this plastic. They're known to absorb pollutants. They can create unknown health hazards. So this company is blatantly lying all over their website, making false claims that people buying into, and people are paying a fortune for these products, which really, really pisses me off. Because, I mean, I actually used to use this product, and I paid a lot. So the point of this course video is read your labels, right? Stop falling for the greenwashing. Again, if the first 5 ingredients you can't pronounce or spell, they sound like a science experiment, you're probably not off to a good start. That product is probably not what it's living up to its claims, and it's not going to be very natural or organic. So again, remember the label is listed from top to bottom, highest percentage or concentration to lowest percentage and concentration. You want to look for certification logos on packaging. So if it's organic, certified organic, USDA or ACO, ask questions, right? It doesn't matter if the product is considered high-end or a drugstore brand. You can find toxic chemicals everywhere. Price does not matter. Fancy packaging, pretty pictures doesn't make the product safe to use. And again, some of those common ingredients to look for, don't memorize them all, look for some of those common endings, right? So that you'll be able to actually figure out if the ingredient is actually good or not. And I'm going to, on my blog, I'll write a blog in conjunction with this video, I'll actually post an ingredient label that actually is natural. So here are the first 5 ingredients of a product that should be natural or organic. Organic aloe vera. Then it's got sunflower. I'm not going to say the scientific names because I'm sure I'll just ruin them, not say them correctly. Elderberry, geranium, and patchouli. So I actually understand what all those words mean. I certainly know what they are. They're plants. So pick which product you actually want to stick on your face. And remember that even in some companies will back this up, they'll try to say that because there's not a lot of data on whether the ingredient is safe or not, or the EWG group will give it a listing of 1 or 2 because it doesn't have long-term scientific data published. You've got to think about the cumulative effects. Okay, so these ingredients are found everywhere. The average woman uses approximately 120 ingredients a day. So even if these ingredients are below the threshold limit, but you're using 15 products that contain the same ingredient, right, and they're all being absorbed into your body, is that now below the threshold limit? No. And if it bioaccumulates, which means it starts to build up in your body and your organs over time with long-term exposure, what harm is that actually going to cause? Right? And if you guys think, because I know I've been told this, actually I had one person who actually bought a product because of its fancy packaging. And if you think that it doesn't matter, if you're one of those people who don't really care if a product actually is bad for the environment, that it actually doesn't impact your health, what happens when you take a shower or wash your face? So where do these ingredients end up? Back into the groundwater, soil, and our food chain. Yes, some of these ingredients have actually been traced back into our water and produce that we now drink and eat. Okay, so it's actually coming back right into your food supply and your water supply. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. And again, I hope you found value in the video and learned something. I will be posting the recording on my YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe and check out the recording. I will also be writing a blog post in relation to tonight's live video, and I'll include the ingredient labels in the blog so that you can actually see them in their entirety. And again, I'll be posting the one that actually is natural, so you can see sort of the difference between the other three labels. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. You can sign up for my newsletters on the organictarian.com and or, of course, thehealthylifestyle.com. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to post below, and I would love to hear from you. Until next time, have a good night, guys.